Hi Leute und willkommen zurück zu Tales of Arise. Nachdem wir jetzt endlich das Geständnis von Shionne bekommen haben, warum sie wirklich diese Dorn loswerden wollte zuerst, jetzt eigentlich nicht mehr loswerden will, müssen wir uns gleich anhören, was alle anderen darüber denken. Meist ist es in JRPGs so, wenn Charaktere irgendwie so einen Grund haben, dann hilft das später nachher den bösen Hintermann Endboss zu besiegen. Das heißt, im Moment will sie die Dorn loswerden, ohne zu sterben, damit sie weiter mit uns zusammen sein kann. Aber die Dorn sollen ja alles zerstören. Gehen wir mal davon aus, dass die Dorn später eingesetzt werden, um das Böse zu zerstören und nicht um die Welt also dass die Dorn, dass sie zwar denkt, dass die Dorn was Schlechtes tun, aber in Wahrheit werden die später noch helfen oder so. Das ist meistens so JRPG-Style, dass das denn so mehr zum Ende hin funktioniert. Mal gucken, was jetzt die anderen alle denken.
The end of the world.
I believe Shionne is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shionne doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dahna's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shionne in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renan would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't...
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shionne's going through, you mean? Still. Even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shionne wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Shionne doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shionne what we all have. The ability to touch someone. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I have my own dreams. But a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard? How could I?
Fair enough.
Shionne's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was. But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts.
Rinwell.
Did you know?
You mean about Shionne?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems. We'll need all our strength to save Shionne. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shionne.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dahna and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shionne. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Dahnans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Nein? Bist du verrückt?
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, we thought we'd turn the tables and critique your appearance for a change.
It's not fair if we're the only ones subjected to it.
What?
Did you guys hear? Apparently, she found that dress of hers in some old ruins.
Alphen, we haven't heard from you yet. Would you care to tell us your verdict?
Sure, I guess. To be honest,
Ich liebe es, dass einfach das Voice-Over jedes Mal auf einem falschen Charakter ist. Also wirklich komplett jedes Mal.
This is perfect! I'll have everybody's mouths...
make sure to get some good rest.
I couldn't eat another bite.
Eating is one of your great passions.
What? No, it's not.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Also. Machen wir die ganzen Nebenquests plus Sammeln von den Sachen, die wir noch brauchen. Hier. Spaltener Titanzahn. 2. Hier müssen wir Wasserzähmungsbuchausgabe 2 vorher noch craften. Dafür brauchen wir Bezahrer, Mega-Kern und die Wasserzähmung normal. Mal gucken. Wasserzähmung normal. Können wir machen. Okay. Wasserzähmung 2. Fehlt jetzt nur noch dieser bizarre Mega-Kern. Passt. Da haben wir. Hier brauchen wir ein Lähmungsstachel. Wie viel er dazu bekommt einfach. Okay. Da ich wieder zu voll zum Aufschreiben bin. Okay. Einfach schnell den Screenshot gemacht. So.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Dann schauen wir nach. Gegnerinfo. Spalten der Titanzahn. Okay, von dem. Auf dem Berg oder im Keil drinne. Okay. Uff. Wenn ich jetzt noch wüsste, auf welcher Ebene der war.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Du bist das nicht. Ihre das auch nicht. Hier da hinten jetzt auch nicht. Ich glaube, die waren einen höher. Kann das sein?
No backing down! Burn in hell!
You got it!
Dragon Floor! You! Try this!
In here!
This one's gonna be tough.
Rip and tear!
Healing circle!
The earth
Where are
throbs
you
in
going?
pain. Okay, here I go. Thanks, Shionne.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Will this help?
This isn't looking good.
Photon blast! Confiscated!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the pummeling to me! Dragon Swarm!
Need to pull ourselves together. Do it!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Raging cascade! Leave the enemy's arcs to
Ignite!
me! Healing circle!
No complaints here! That's
I guess you have your uses now and again.
told ya! Lies unstoppable!
Shame you're not like that all the time. Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heavens! Phoenix Cyclone! This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Passt. Sehr schön. Das ging schneller als gedacht. Das war nice. Das war der Feldboss.
We finally made it.
Ah, ich hab... Seit wann können wir denn die Kraft des Herrschers benutzen? Wir bekommen jetzt das Herrscher-Symbol, wenn wir die aufgeladene Attacke machen. Hab ich das eingestellt irgendwie? Ich habe eigentlich nur eingestellt, dass ich schneller chargen kann, die Feuerattacken vom Schwert. Und nicht, dass ich irgendwie Kraft des Herrschers auf einmal habe. Habe ich hier irgendwo in der Story nicht aufgepasst, wo das dann gesagt wurde? Ja, okay, haben wir alles. Jetzt müssen wir gucken. Weg. 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 Guck mal, ich habe hier Geld. Wo kommt das denn her? 108 Angriffskraft dazu. So. Das könnten wir sofort machen. Wollen wir aber nicht. Wir wollen das. Dazu brauchen wir Wasserzähmung 2 und dafür brauchen wir bizarre Megakern. Okay.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Bizarre Megakern einmal nur. Okay. Nicht gut. Von dem Waldviech. Ist das dein Ernst? Ich muss noch mal in den Wald? Ne, wir können auch Steinbruch. Steinbruch. Wenn es hier Steinbruch. Gott, wo ist denn der Gegner dafür?
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Erstmal dich. Oh, du bist auch Stufe. Ist jetzt alles, was ich abbaue, Stufe 5, weil wir so im Late Game sind. Oder kommt das jetzt auch durch den Dropraten-Buff-Food-Ding? Jetzt war in Mitte durch und dann. Du bist das, ne? Ja.
Out of our way!
I'm on it! I'll run you through!
Lightning away
Okay,
there!
here I go.
I'm sorry to be... bother.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am.
Swarm! Eagle fly! Try this!
I'm on a roll now.
Raging storm!
Explosive ring!
Ich glaube, ich habe ihn zerstört.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Ja, ich kriege nur noch 22 Erfahrungspunkte hier. Okay. Ding.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Wahrscheinlich mache ich das so jetzt ganz alles umsonst, also sobald wir oben sind, können wir neue Sachen craften. Aber ach, ich hab's angelegt. Nicht anlegen, Moment. Warum gibt es diese Option, überhaupt schwächere Sachen wieder anzulegen? Das ist so schrecklich. Habe ich schon zigmal gemacht, aus Versehen.
Always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Sie kriegt nur 88 Angriffskraft bezogen. Nur hat 108 bekommen. So. Jetzt zu dir. Du brauchst Lähmungsstachel. Lähmungsstachel. Ist das irgendein Drop, den ich noch nicht kenne? Wenn ja, ist Problem. Ich habe gedacht, von diesen Viechern hier würde der kommen. Eigentlich. Oder habe ich genau den Typ ausgelassen, der das... Ich würde euch alle gern verhauen, aber ich schaffe euch große Viecher leider noch nicht. Lähmungsstachel, ja. Sonst mache ich hier einen Cut, such den wie aus dem Internet raus, hol den, crafte seine Waffe. Nein, finde ich nicht. Und ich sehe auch, dass manche Anzeigen nicht stimmen. Bei manchen Gegnern habe ich viel mehr besiegt und die Anzeige ist falsch, auf jeden Fall. Okay, das könnte stimmen. Aber bei dem einen stand nur was von hier. Alpha Eiswolf. Den habe ich ein paar öfter mal gemacht. Okay, ich muss was aus dem Internet raussuchen, damit wir da weiterkommen. Ich werde dann Nebenquest-Stuff machen. Ja. Wie gesagt, das hier ist ein Boss, den schaffen wir nicht. Aber bei den anderen Sachen werde ich halt gucken. Es gibt überall wieder neue Sachen zum Annehmen, habe ich gesehen. Plus natürlich das, was wir schon angenommen haben. Und das werde ich dann jetzt einfach machen bis zum nächsten Part. Dass wir das alles fertig haben, die ganzen Belohnungen bekommen haben. Und dann sehen wir weiter. Ciao, Leute.